Hi, this is Brian with Ikan, and in this video I'm going to show you how to set up your ATEM switcher with the Ikan Tally Interface. So our Ikan Tally Interface connects directly to your video switcher, and then it'll output the tally information from four different outputs. So for instance, if you have your camera 1 set up, you want to connect it to output 1, and then your fourth camera you'll just go ahead and set up to output 4. So this is really easy to set up. I mean, really all you have to do is just connect the input directly to your switcher, and then connect the Ethernet outputs directly to your monitor. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through the entire process on how to set this up with an ATEM switcher. So you're gonna need to connect the ATEM directly to the network, so that way everything is communicating on the same network. You're gonna need a Blackmagic GPI and Tally interface. This is going to connect directly to our Ikan Tally interface. So I'm going to go ahead and start hooking everything up. But before you start hooking it up, you want to make sure you download a program called ATEM Switcher software. That can be found on the Blackmagic Design website. So once you get that installed, you want to go ahead and just go to your computer, and you're going to want to set your IP address to a static IP. So to do that, just go ahead and push the Windows key and then type in ncpa.cpl and then push enter. And that'll take you directly to your network settings. So once you're at your network settings, go ahead and click the network that you're currently using to connect to the switch. So for this setup, we're using the Ethernet network. So let me go ahead and click that one. And then I'll go to Internet Protocol version 4. I'm going to go ahead and double click that. And then what you want to click is use the following IP address. So this is going to set a static IP. So what you want to do is look at the LCD on the ATEM, and go ahead and go to your settings. And you're going to want to scroll using this wheel, scroll all the way down to the very bottom. And then it's going to tell you what your IP address is. So this ATEM, the IP address is currently set to 192.168.1.3. So whenever we set our IP address, we want to make sure that the first 3 numbers are the same as this number, and then the 4th number is going to be a unique number. So I'm just going to go ahead and set the IP address to 192.168.1.124. Once you click that, the subnet mask should automatically set by itself, and then you want to set your default gateway to 192.168.1.1. Go ahead and click OK, and then go ahead and click OK again, and then it should automatically connect you to your static IP. From here, you're going to want to connect the ATEM directly to the Tally interface. So the Tally interface has a network loop out. So basically, you're going to go out of the ATEM switcher, and then into this box, and then out, and then into the network. It basically just it's a loop out for network. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and plug in the Ethernet cable directly into the control port, and then I'm going to plug it into the in port on this one. And then I'm going to connect another Ethernet cable to the out port. And then I'm going to connect this one to any port that's on the switch. So I'm going to go ahead and power it on. All right, you should see both Ethernet lights lighting up. All right. So from here, you're going to want to go ahead and connect to your ATEM software. So go ahead and open up the ATEM software control. And then you might see a message that says no switcher connected. You can connect directly to the IP address of the switcher, or you can, or sometimes it'll automatically find the switcher and then you can just connect it to it from there. So you want to make sure that you have an Ethernet cable connected from your computer to the same network as the ATEM switcher. So you see that as soon as I plugged it in, it automatically connected to the switcher. So you can probably see that whenever I'm clicking different inputs, it'll automatically show on the actual physical switcher itself. So if you have any trouble setting up the GPI tally interface, I would recommend using the included USB cable that comes with the GPI and tally interface from Blackmagic. Connect that to the device and then connect it to your computer. And then run the ATEM setup app, and then that'll allow you to connect to the GPI and tally interface from Blackmagic and configure that. So now I'm going to go ahead and set up the Blackmagic GPI and tally interface directly to our Ikan Tally interface. So basically, we're going to use the included cable that comes with the Ikan Tally interface, and we're going to go out of the GPI connector on the Blackmagic Tally interface. We're going to go ahead and plug that in. And then on the other end, we're going to go ahead and plug it into the Ikan Tally interface. All right. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and connect. Let's go ahead and connect this camera to camera 2, and then we'll connect this one to camera 1. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the Ethernet cable. So the Ikan monitors already have like a tally input. It's an RJ45 input. You can just use any standard Ethernet cable. So I already have that plugged in on the back of this monitor. So I'm going to plug this one into output 2. And then I'm going to plug in this monitor. I'm going to plug in this monitor. Okay, so that one's plugged in. Now I need to make sure that one is plugged into output number 1. All right, so you saw that it immediately lit up. So, so what you'll see is that whenever I change, for instance, so I'll put the live camera number 1 as this one's, sorry, I'm gonna go ahead and set camera number 1 as live and then camera 2 as preview. And then whenever I push the cut button, it's gonna switch them. So you can see that camera 1 is live. You'll see that camera 2 is not live. And then whenever I push the button to cut to camera 2, you'll see that that one will go live. You know, you can also do that on the app itself. You know, they have an interface here where you can actually set everything there. So just so we can test it, let's go ahead and set this camera as camera number 4. And then whenever I push button 4 and I cut to it, you'll see that, let me go ahead and set this one to. So yeah, it's a pretty simple concept. You know, it just allows the talent to know which camera to look at whenever they're live. So thank you for watching this video. For more information, go to ikancorp.com.